reality has a way of outpacing satire. Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence, a Secretary of Defense from Fox News. Donald Trump's second-term cabinet picks have been described by some as revolutionary, by others as inspired, and still others as demented. Governance, once rooted in expertise and competence, has transformed into the ultimate reality show. Some say appointees are chosen less for their qualifications and more for their loyalty, star power, and mimetic appeal. But it's not just a reshuffling of the deck, it's a reinvention of the game itself. This isn't a cabinet, it's a content strategy. After all, in an era where power is measured by clicks and virality, why not lean into the absurd? The swamp isn't being drained, it's being rebranded as prime real estate for the influencer industrial complex. And so, the logical next step in this trajectory is clear. A cabinet built for clicks, a government powered by memes, a nation entertained to death. Enter the hawk Tuah girl, unfiltered, unapologetic, and America's avatar of the influencer industrial complex. What she lacks in qualifications, she makes up for in relatability and spit takes. From TikTok stardom to hawking do-it-yourself wisdom, the hawk Tuah girl embodies the spirit of a nation that traded policy for personality and governance for clicks. She's not just a candidate for the cabinet of chaos, she's the front runner. The only question is,
what post, y'all?
There's something almost poetic about the hawk Tuah girl's ascension, though not the kind of poetry that graces the pages of anthologies. No, hers is the poetry of the hashtag, the algorithm, the endlessly scrollable void. She is not a candidate in the traditional sense. She is a brand, an ethos, a digital force of nature. Her rise isn't the bug, it's the algorithm. In a world where virality is currency and relatability trumps competence, she is inevitably the frontrunner for America's first post-governance cabinet.
So what job you gonna give me, boys?
Picking Rubio as Secretary of State, Trump may have missed a golden opportunity. The hawk Tuah girl has mastered what little Marco never will: how to be liked instantly or ever. When her critics roll their eyes and demand gravitas, she could simply reply,
"That's cute, y'all,"
before setting the internet ablaze with a perfectly timed viral repost. Gravitas doesn't get engagement. But while her qualifications as a cultural envoy are obvious, her aptitude for commerce might be even more impressive. The hawk Tuah girl doesn't just create content, she creates products. Under her guidance, the Department of Commerce would pivot seamlessly into the influencer economy, measuring GDP in clicks and live stream sales. She could take the American dream, a concept traditionally involving hard work, stability, and home ownership, and rebrand it as hustle, all while dropping a limited edition line of motivational coffee mugs reading,
"Manifest it, y'all."
Who needs industrial output when you can monetize relatability? The hawk Tuah doctrine of economics would be as simple as it is devastating. Hustle hard, go viral, repeat. And yet her talents do not end at the marketplace. No, the hawk Tuah girl's charisma makes her a natural fit for the role of press secretary, America's official mouth, to hawk Tuah on the world. At first glance, she seems almost overqualified for the job. Who better to turn complex issues into digestible sound bites than someone whose entire career has been built on reducing human existence to a single marketable phrase? Imagine her first day on the job, the podium freshly polished, the press pool restless, each reporter poised with questions about inflation, war, climate change. She'd step up, hair immaculate, iced coffee in hand, and greet them all with a honey-dipped,
"Hey, y'all."
And then when the inevitable deluge of questions begins, she'd lean into the microphone, cock her head, and deliver her signature line.
"Y'all just gotta hawk Tuah on it and pray for the best."
Is this policy? Is it metaphorical? Is it performance art? No one would know, but within minutes, the clip would be all over Twitter. #Hawk Tuah Gate would trend for days. Commentators would dissect it for hidden meanings, while late-night hosts parodied her unbothered drawl. Some would call it refreshing, others would call it terrifying, but the truth is no one would be able to look away. And that's the genius of it, like all Trump's cabinet picks. They don't need to understand policy because policy doesn't matter anymore. Their jobs aren't to explain things, but to entertain us while we forget to demand explanations in the first place. And the hawk Tuah girl is a natural. Who cares if the infrastructure bill is stuck in committee when the real story is her perfectly timed side-eye at a snarky reporter? But if press secretary feels like a natural extension of her viral roots, Her appointment as Surgeon General would mark the moment the American experiment truly gives up on itself. Imagine the Tuah girl standing on the National Mall wearing nothing but a lab coat, launching a nationwide campaign titled Tuah Health, in which she urges Americans to
Spit that right out.
whenever they feel unwell.
Got a cold? Hawk Tuah and you'll feel brand new. Stressed out? Spit 3 times and grab you a sweet tea.
She'll reimagine the Surgeon General's warnings with the kind of swagger they need. Cigarette packs will no longer read "smoking causes cancer," but instead,
Careful, y'all, these are spicy.
soda labels won't warn of diabetes but encourage consumers to.
Do you, sugar?
If you don't do your own research, it's not the government's job to spoon-feed you a bunch of warnings. Tuah is as much about taking care of business for yourself as it is about lending a helping hand. What makes her so compelling, so undeniably suited for the absurdity of public office, is her ability to simplify the complex. Where others see nuance, she sees a soundbite. Where others find chaos, she finds content. And isn't that the real skill of governance in the modern age, not solving problems, but packaging them? The Tuah girl's rise isn't a glitch in the system, it's a feature. In a world where expertise is irrelevant and relatability reigns supreme, she's not just a candidate. She's the prototype. So as the nation rallies behind cries,
Hawk Tuah on it.
we might find ourselves wondering, did we create her or did she create us? Either way, it's too late to turn back. The meme is the message and we're all just doom-scrolling away.